Move on to 5C. Councilmember Evan Brown will introduce the new Red Wing Arts Association Director, Mary Lee.
Yes, I was asked earlier this year to be a board member for the Red Wing Arts Association, which I am extremely excited to do. It's been a hard year coming into this year for the association, and they've hired someone who I think is an excellent executive director. She really hit the ground running, and that's Mary Lee, and I'll turn it over to her.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. Thank you so much for having me this evening. I'm filling some pretty big shoes. I only had a chance to meet Dan Gaida very briefly before he passed away, but his impact on the city is quite enormous, and I'm aware of that every day, and particularly in the last week as we've just hosted our plein air event, which was a project that was very near and dear to his heart. I thought before I said too much more about what we will be doing, I wanted to share a video that our board chair, Chap Aiken, created on the Red Wing Arts Association in its past couple of years. Do you know how I can get this going?
Is it on a thumb drive or something?
Yes.
He does have it on his computer, but I don't know.
What's it called? Is it one of these?
Here.
That one? I hit to make it bigger. This one? Or this one?
Here it goes.
And then this one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I really never get tired of seeing that video. And while I'm new to the Red Wing community, in some ways I really am not. My mother grew up in Lake City, Minnesota. My grandparents lived there until they passed away. And so I spent many of my holidays and much of my summer vacation on the pebbled beach of Lake Pepin and drove through Red Wing, where we always had to stop at your former A&W for a hamburger before we reached Grandma's house. I've watched Red Wing for the past number of years and have been particularly impressed with its strategic leadership, particularly for a small community such as this one, and have even used it as an example in some of the other work that I have done. Just very quickly, my past, I had 25 years working for Minnesota Public Radio as a producer, which is basically budgets, artistic concepts, hurting people, and getting artist coffee if that's what's needed. I then spent 7 years with the vocal ensemble Cantus, where again I did budgets, fundraising, working with artistic concepts, and if the musicians needed a bottle of water, I was happy to do that as well. So I'm very, very pleased to be here with the Red Wing Arts Association, and excited to continue the legacy of Dan Gaida. He left us so much. He built a tremendous artistic community in this town. He built an appreciation for public art, I think well before it even became something that we are now paying more attention to. And he certainly had a love of Red Wing, and these are the things that I truly want to continue. I'm very grateful for the stability of the organization. It may seem something that you can just assume, but in truth it's not. Not all organizations are as stable, particularly when they've been through as much change as this one has in the past year. So I'm very grateful to the board and the volunteers of the organization for taking such good care of it. And to have such wonderful events that are already well integrated into what we do, and to now see the community starting to appreciate them even more. We just finished our first plein air festival, my first plein air festival, the 10th anniversary of plein air. And I'll just take a moment to invite you down to the Depot Gallery to see the wonderful results of these 20 painters painting Red Wing. Come and see the Spirit of Red Wing Award, which is a beautiful painting by a local artist, Hannah Heyer. Our concerts in the park are about halfway through every Wednesday night, except for the 4th of July when we're presenting a special band for the 4th. And then, of course, the Fall Festival in October, which we will be renaming the Red Wing Arts Festival, because we want people to know that it is in Red Wing and it is definitely a destination. I hope to continue to support the artistic expression of this community, to listen to the Red Wing community in terms of what is needed and how we can fulfill those needs, and then to continue to provide meaningful and delightful artistic experiences that touch all of Red Wing. I'm very grateful for the city's support, particularly of the festival, in your consideration of support through the change in your PUP policy tonight. I'm particularly pleased that you recognize our role in the economic vitality of the city. So thank you very much.